Hi, I'm Clark. Welcome to this episode of Arduino touchscreen tutorial. In this episode, we will learn something. We will learn how to use the select bar control, the number input control, toggle button, and how to align controls and displays. And we will learn the internal message system. And then we connect everything with your Arduino device. And we make a control of a servo motor. Let's see an example here. If you want to see the full video, you can click the link in description section. Don't forget to follow us to see more tutorials and fun videos. Alright, first let's start the ATFC UI2. As before, we create a new resource file and we select the right option according to your touchscreen module. Here we are using the 7-inch one. We click OK here. Alright. Now we first need to create a new GUI here. And then we set up the background light. Set to 500. Alright. And we set the CLR color, let's set it to white. Okay here, and clear the screen. Now we have the basic GUI here. Now we want to create something. We want to create a slide bar. We can slide and use that to control the servo motor. And also we want to have an input pedal so that we can input exact degree, exact angle we want to the servo motor point to, like 80 or 15. So this is the second thing. And the third thing, we want to make a swipe. We want to make the servo motor swipe back and forth, back and forth. We want to have a toggle button to do that, to switch to that mode. And when we switch to that mode, we want to disable the slide bar and the number pad. So first, we need to have some pictures. I have prepared some pictures here. I prepared a logo, a slide bar background, a control button, a on and off toggle button. Let's import all of them. We load 5 PNG file here. Okay. Now we back to the GUI. Alright, we now create a slide bar control here. This is the slide bar control. Click it and we drag here. Now we can see a very typical, like 1990s slide bar here, but we can make looks better. First, we have to change the data range from 0 to 100 to 0 and 180, because they later in Arduino we will use the Servo library inside it. The parameter is 0 to 180, and the slider control type, horizontal slider, right GUI, like message enable, so that we can take the message, take the value from the Arduino. And now slider control redraw type, we choose to source picture draw. Okay, now we can use the pictures we prepared earlier. So the back picture, we select this one, and the process picture, ideally maybe it can be fulfilled with white color or white black strip, or whatever you want, the fulfilled sample. But I don't have that. I don't want to do that. I just want it to be like this. So I will use the exact same picture here too. And now the control bar picture is slide. We select this one, the button here. Okay. The offset, let's leave it to 15 here. It's alright. Now we here is data sync. We will set this up later. But now it's alright. Let's click OK. Now we can see a slide bar here. Okay, now we create a number input control. We take input. We let the user to input a certain number, certain angle to point to. And if you checked our previous video tutorial, you will know how to do that. So first we need to import a general control resources here, and this is number input resource. Let's import a number pad 500 by 500. All right, and okay, at the end of the list here, now we have this number pad, and then we need to have a font here. In this case, let's go source code pro, and probably 17 by 36 will work here at the end of the list. Okay, let's see. Here it's the font. Let's switch back to the GUI, main GUI. Now we need to set up the number input resource control command. This is a command. This command will set up which number pad we use in this, exactly this one, this GUI. Maybe we have two GUIs. In other GUI we can choose a different one, but for this one, for this moment, we can choose this number input pad here. Let's say, click OK, and now we choose the right font, which we just import, 17 by 36, and we change the color to black. Okay, and then okay. Next, we create this one, number edit control and number input control, whatever you want to call it. Let's drag here. Control ID 101, GUI back message enabled. Alright. We want this a number input control take the data as a unsigned integer, and the data range from 0 to 180, which is exactly the same with the slide bar, and we set the font to this one, color to black. Okay, now it's worked. Click OK here, and then we back to the GUI control tab here, and we right click on the ID, which we right click on the slide bar, and control message configuration. If you still remember, when we were creating this control, we skipped this data sync section. Now we can select the number edit control, which we just created, ID 101, and click OK, and then OK. Later when we use it in our touch screen, we can sync the module will sync the data here and here automatically. You don't have to control that. But to the Arduino side, the Arduino can only take the message, take the data from the one the user is currently using. Like if you are dragging the slider bar here, the data will be sent by the slider bar, not by the number input control. Although they looks like they are syncing together, they do, but they are not sending back the data together. We will we will use that. Remember this. We will use this later in the coding part. Okay, finally we will create a button here. It's a beat my button, and this will be the toggle button. The control ID 102, and the long key, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is button type. We choose the toggle switch, default state 0, and display type picture switch. The normal picture we select to off, and the push picture we select to on. Okay, now we can click OK. That's it. So control ID 102 is the switch button. The next thing is when we click the toggle button, the control ID 102, we want to disable the slider bar and also the number input control. So how can we do that? This is the control message. This is new. We never mentioned this before. This is the internal message system. It can send controls can send message to each other, like to do something like to switch to another GUI, or enable or disable something, or maybe set some number, some data to another control, like set the data, or maybe set the RTC timer to to something you want. So how to use it? First, we need to click this control ID 102, the toggle button, and then we click the control message. Alright, message of control ID 102, blah 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 blah. So the matching condition. So when the status 1 is triggered, we do something. What do? We disable target control. Okay, responsible action, disable target control, and the message which control to be disabled. We can disable first horizontal slider. Here we click OK, control ID disable. And we also need to disable the second one, still disable target control. We need to disable the number input control. Okay, and okay. And also we want to enable them when we switch the swipe mode to on. So now to do that, we also click the set control message, and we choose the condition to status 0 trigger, and we enable target control, and we enable the horizontal slider. Okay, and then we create another one, status 0 triggered, and enable target control, number input control. Okay, see, we created a full message. This will work. Okay, the basic GUI is done here. It's fine, but it looks like we are missing something. We don't have any text here. We don't have any instruction here. And now let's add some words to it. Now we want to create some text, display some text here. The first thing we need to do is to set up the font and font color, everything. So we click this. In case you didn't see that clearly, here, the font library color thing. So we have like a 4 internal font, and here are the sizes. And this one is we import earlier, the source code Pro 17x36. We can choose the color to probably the black one, or maybe we can choose the red one here. Click OK. Now very beautiful, but it's working. So this is actually a GUI display commands we mentioned in the previous tutorial, like set the backlight, the paint color, blah blah blah, like the also the config the NIR control, number input control, and also like set the font in the font color. Let's see why we call it commands, not controls. Now we can click here, string display, display something here. We can, yeah, line in the middle and vertical line also middle. Here is not very pretty part, that's alright. Let's see, we can input something like a Servo motor control. Click OK. At the end of list, now you can see oh crap, here's a typo. Okay, as you can see, the text is displayed here, and as the font color font we selected in the previous step, and we can add something else here. We can create here 1 2 3 4 5 degree here, and we can create another one like here, swipe mode here. I'd say that's a little big for the size. We can slowly double click this command, the text, and switch to position adjusting mode, or we can just click the control and or the command, and we click here the adjustment position. Now we can resize it, and also choose, and also we can drag to another place. And now here's something. I think it's a little too big. The swipe mode. This is a little too big for the button. I want it to be smaller. But how? First we need to import a smaller font. Click here. Previously we imported the 17 by 36, and now I think maybe we should import the 13 by 28. Click open. Alright, at the end of the list, okay, we have the 13 by 28 source code Pro imported. And so how can we switch the font to the other one? We also click here the set the font live thing, and we set this source code 13 by 28 source code Pro, and change color to let's keep to red, and click OK. At the end of the list, you can see that's not changing. Nothing changed because remember we said this is a command, not a control, so we can just move the command up like this. Now you can see after we the commands will be executed by the sequence here. So you can see first we have the font left set, and then we display this text. Alright, you can see here we can now I think maybe we should adjust the position a little bit. But first I want to show my logo here. We want to display a logo here. All right, this one, this our logo. I want it to be like bottom right corner. Here it is. All right, let's now just align the control. First I want this not in the middle, probably aligned to the left. So I double click this one. Oh no, sorry. I click this one and right click the command config. We right click on the command and click the command configuration, and then just ignore this, and the horizontal line to left. Alright, the swipe mode, same. I want to align to left. Alright, as you can see, the all the commands all the commands have two positions: the start position and the end position. It's a coordinate. And also, actually, also for the controls too, like this one, like 99 with 24 is the top left corner here, and the 697 and 169 is the bottom right corner of this horizontal sidebar control. So we want to move it to 100 even on the left, probably. So we click this one and click the adjustment position. We can also adjust the position by click the arrow on your keyboard, like right one, left one, right one, up one, down one. So let's move it to 100 and top left corner to 125. Here it is. And also want to change the servo motor control to here. Now it's like 94. Let's make it to 145. That's it. Alright, so these two are aligned on the left, and I also want to this one, the slide bar and this number control. We can select multiple controls and commands by pressing the control button on your keyboard and then click this. I want them to lie in the middle, so click here, align horizontal center. Now you can see it's working. Alright, and probably I want the number aligned to the right. Sorry. I can right click on the number input and configuration and the font align middle, or I want it to like a right and middle. Okay, and we can drag it to the place we want. Oh, I forgot about the center line. That's alright. We can do that again. So we click this one, and then we click this horizontal center. Now it's aligned. Okay, so then we want to align all this to the left to 100. We can, of course, adjust the position by using the mouse or the keyboard and the arrow keys, or we can align to the left. Let's move this the text and the control a little to the right, and we click the like this one, the slide bar, and the this 3, and then we click the align left. Alright, so everything is perfectly aligned on the left. Well, the GUI part is done right now. It's working, so we save it. We save to the to wherever you want. I want to name it to Servo. Click save here. Okay, the GUI part is done. Now we launch the Arduino IDE here. Since we are selling the clarkwise touchscreen instead of an Arduino device, so we don't spend too much time on the code and about the coding tips. You can check online. There are a lot of tutorials. They tell you how to make your code looks better. And here's the code. If you don't know how to control a servo motor, you can also see a lot of tutorial online. So here we create 3 variables. First is the position, and then the sweep mode and adding. Later you'll see how to use it. We connect our servo motor to the DNI pin and blah blah blah. This is a very basic one. In the loop, we check if the swap mode is on. If it is on, so we change the position. If it is not, let's keep it in the loop. We're just waiting for the sweep mode turn into 1. The when here. This is the serial interrupt. If you don't know how to use it, you can check the article we wrote before in the description section. And here you can see this is the most important part. The body ID is actually the control ID here. So the control ID 100 and 101. The 101 is the number input, this one, and the 100 is a horizontal slider, this one. So if the control ID is 100, 101 or 100, we get the position directly from the control, from the number you input, from the number you dragged, and we write it to this to the servo motor. And if the body ID is 102, which is the toggle button, and if it is on, we turn when it's on, it's actually the status 1, and we turn the sweep mode to 1, and otherwise we turn to 0. Actually, this is a switch we can control here, right? It's fairly easy. Actually, the return data is also fairly easy to understand. You can check online. You can go to our website and doc and ATFC touch screen, and you can see here data return. Well, this will be the data return format, and if you want, you can connect your PC with your ATFC touchscreen, and you can see exactly how the touchscreen returns the data on your COM2 or something else. Alright, let's burn this code into our Nano and see how does it work. Let's power it on. Now we can drag the slider bar here. And, here you can see the slide bar is syncing with the number input control. You can type 5 or slide to 175. And now we switch on the swiping mode. You can see the servo motor is running back and forth, back and forth. We turn it off. And you can see we can back dragging the slider bar again. When we turn it on, it's not working. Thanks for watching.